Hello again, everyone. Deflect here, Firm but Fair Gaming. Want to bring you a new video on the Healer add-on or nameplate add-on, whatever you want to call it. Party frame add-on. Cell. It is what people are switching to. I've gone over a video which I'll put in the description and also at the end that you'll be able to see if you want to compare Healer add-ons and why. I went to Cell. I was a long-time Voodoo player, but moved to Cell for various reasons. It just does everything slightly better. Um, so I want to get into how really you can set up Cell. So when you're moving it, you can always grab this little red box and move it around, except when you're in combat, of course. But just by left clicking, it opens the menu. Very easy, very straightforward. You can change the appearance, you can change the scaling, you can change the optional UI font size. Really just depends on how you like to play it. I have mine running horizontally. Some people run it vertically in Mythic Plus. I feel it takes out of my field of view, so I don't do that. I run it at the bottom. It's just where I run mine. So that's what I've done. But here you can change all the different stuff. You can go to power color. You can use class colors. You can use dark. You can use custom colors for each. Just depends on what you want to do. It is very customizable. At the bottom, you can see what kind of debuff color there is. So I try to make mine different colors than what the class colors are, because I don't want to have them the same. That's very hard to tell. Bleed kind of is very close to Blood DK, but it is slightly different when you actually see it. Click casting. Here's where you can set up your keybinds for all your abilities. And it's very easy to do. Basically, you click here, press the key to keybind, keybind 2. What is it? Do you want it general? Do you want it a macro? Do you want it a spell? Well, I want a spell. And then you just hit the drop down menu, and I want Emerald Blossom on 2. On 3, I usually run Time Dilation on 3. So I will put Time Dilation on 3. Ta-da. Very, very straightforward, very simple. Now, what they've done versus other ones, which made it even better, was let's say I'll go here and I change this to macro. Trinket, trinket, wrist, hands, extra action button. All right there, all ready to go. Amazing. You don't have to write a macro for it. You don't have to do anything for it. You can use general. You can go target, focus, assist, menu. I use that for when I use shift click because I change this to shift so I can actually use left and right click on abilities on the bar. So I'll use on this particular one, I'll use reversion as right click, for example. So my reversion just happens to be right click. My left click will be echo. That's what I run mine as. You can run it with whatever you want, but if you go to general, you'll be able to set up your other ones back to, if you want to shift, which I'll just change this to shift left. It's just easier. But that's it. If you want a new one, you just click new. It's not bound. You can hit shift right click. That will be general. That will be menu, not in combat. Makes it very good. Hit the save button. Not in combat, you can use it. In combat, it won't open up the menu. So the not in combat is a great part to it. Uh Everything else, it's kind of pretty easy on the click menu. This is pretty straightforward as you can get. There's an about page. You can just see Cell, person who made it. Whoever designed it, this guy, the person who did design it, is phenomenal. Like, it is. This took what I was running was Voodoo, and it just made it better. So here's the easy spot. You can change the width of your bars. It's under layout. You can change the height of your bars. You can use the spacing, orientation. I'm running horizontal. You can change it to vertical. You want your anchor point to be top left. You want your anchor point to be bottom right. You can change that as well. Number groups per row, 8. Group rows 8. You can change that down if you're only going to run 3 or 4, whatever you like there. And the other great part about this feature is on your right hand side. you are able to change it for different either spec. You can go spec if you want. So this can only be for preservation. You can go roll for healer. So you can have different ones for you can have different ones for healer or tank or DPS, so they can all change. You can change it per dungeon or raid. So my raid frames actually look different than my Mythic Plus frames. As Mythic Plus, I run them a little bit bigger bar. Raid, I got to shrink them down just because there's a lot more people in the raid. So it is all changeable with the auto switch menu on the right. Indicators. So you can do name, the status. You can show how big it is when they're dead, when they're this will do when they're AFK, they're dead, they're drinking, all that. You can change the size, you can change the different colors. You can show in the position. Mine says at the top. So it takes over their name and it just says drinking. It'll say dead, it'll say whatever it is, offline, accept, all that fun stuff. You can have aggro. So it'll show as aggro, just blinks in the top left corner. And go down, and they have indicators for everything. Healers, if you go to the list, this is the list of all healer indicators. This is only showing the evoker and some of the druid right now, but you can always add one. Very easy to add one. Click the plus button at the very bottom. So say you want to watch a HOT on here. You just click the plus button and then add the Wowhead ID. So if you don't know what the Wowhead ID is, Google the spell in Google and just say type Wowhead and then whatever spell you want. Chi Harmony. If it comes up, it'll give you the 6-digit code up in the URL bar. It'll be the last part of the URL bar. Copy that 6-digit code, put it in here. That will add a new one. Raid debuffs. You can track a whole bunch of different things. You want to go to Vault of the Carnates, Aranog, Teros. You can see all the debuffs that they're going to throw out. Raid tools and utilities. So this is raid tools, battle res. You can click on this and have a battle res timer. Only show during encounters or in Mythic Plus. Death report. You can have a death report. Buff tracker, all that fun stuff. So this is all in the utility section. Spell request, glow unit button. When a group member sends a spell request, that shows one spell request on a unit item button at a time. So you can have that and show it. Dispel request, glow button unit when a member sends a dispel request. So you can have send, enable, respond to dispel, timeout, and it just runs a little macro for it. Quick assist, quick cast. You can all change this. And then you can import different, you can import people's already saved templates. So that is another great thing about this too. You can easily just import whatever they have and then just load their settings already. Very easy at the bottom here. Import and export all settings. So if you want to use someone else's template that's already done, you can do that too, like a plate or add-on. And it makes it simple. I think they're going to start to be in weak auras. I don't know if they've got them fully there yet, but it is possible to import some other people's information. But that's kind of why I run. Well, that's kind of the little basis behind Cell on how to change a bunch of things, how to set it up yourself. It's very simple. It's almost as simple as Voodoo, which was great. You can see the HOTS it tracks. And you can see where they are. You can see I put time dilation on, but still send out abilities. And now you see all the temporal anatomy and the echo. Very nice. Very, very simple. Does great at showing everything on the icons. A big reason I was looking for another one that did the countdown versus the regular raid frames. But if you do have any questions on Cell, leave a comment below. Like, share, subscribe. Deflect, Firm but Fair Gaming. We'll see you in the next video.